Alright, so the next point is arthropods. Arthropods, this is just the um, table that you should memorize. Well, they just want the features. So if you want to learn the features, you learn the features. So it's antennae. They like their antennae, their eyes, their legs, and their body division are the features that put them into different groups. And the different groups are crustaceans, insects, arachnids, and myriapods. So crustaceans are basically shrimp, woodlouse, lobster, and crab. So basically, most of them have a shell or a crust. Okay, and they have 2 pairs of antennae, and their eyes just put a dash. They won't ask. Legs are 5 to 19 pairs, and body division is head and thorax is fixed into cephalothorax. Okay, so they have a head and thorax, but just called the cephalothorax. And now insects. Insects, they're basically butterfly, moth, mosquito, housefly, ant, and flea. But we classify these into different because of their pairs of wings. The butterfly and moth have 2 pairs of wings. Mosquito, housefly have 1 pair of wings, and ant and flea have no wings. Arachnids, just put a dash on their antennae. They have 8 simple eyes. Actually, insects, sorry. They have 1 pair of antennae, compound eyes, 3 pairs of jointed legs, 2 pairs of wings, head, thorax, and abdomen. Okay, arachnids, they are basically spiders, scorpions, ticks, and mites. They have just leave their antennae. They have 8 simple eyes, 4 pairs of walking legs, cephalothorax, and abdomen. It's a really good idea to write this table. It's gonna help you a lot. Myriapods, they're basically like worms. So centipede and millipede. Centipede are carnivorous, so they eat everything. Okay, and carnivorous, they eat animals. They don't eat omnivores, they eat everything. Carnivores, they eat animals. Now millipedes are herbivorous, so they eat only plants. Now myriapods have 1 pair of antennae, simple eyes, 1 pair connected to each segment, like their legs, and their body division is segmented body. So it looks like this. It's like a worm. Just imagine a worm. Okay. Okay, and each segment has a pair of legs. Okay. Each segment has a pair of legs. That is for arthropods. So you can tick this point too. So this is 5. Tick. Now, the main features used to place organisms into groups within the plant kingdom limited to ferns and flowering plants, dicotyledons and monocotyledons. So that just means it has 1 leaf in. No, actually 2 leaves and 1 leaf. Di means 2, mono means 1. But the only thing you need to know is this table. Ferns and flowering plants. So the features are pollen, whether they have pollen, seeds, flowers, and fruits, or water for whether they need water for fertilization. So ferns don't have pollen, don't have seeds, don't have flowers. They just need water for fertilization. And flowering plants, they have pollen, they have seeds and fruits, they have flowers and fruits, but they don't need water for fertilization. That you just have to memorize this. Okay, and list the features of viruses limited to protein coat and genetic material. So I made this thing for viruses. So one thing I added was that they exist only as parasites. They're not cells. They are parasites. They only exist as parasites. Okay, so this is their structure. They have their structure, what you need to know is that there's only a central core of DNA or RNA surrounded by a protein coat called capsid. So this is the DNA or RNA. In this case, it's the DNA. Okay, this whole thing surrounding it, other than the DNA or RNA, is the capsid or the protein coat. These little blue things, each separately is called a capsomere. Okay, and this is an envelope derived from host cell membrane present in some viruses. It's only present in some viruses, and it's just like that. Okay, I wrote these extra things. So they don't have a nucleus, no cytoplasm, no cell organelles, no cellular membrane. So it's only a central core of DNA or RNA surrounded by a protein coat called capsid. Just, you need to know this one. That's just for understanding. Yeah, and the few things. Okay, so that's also done. That was done with that. Okay, so on your book you have to write this. So enzyme is done. So you're going to write 5 kingdoms. You have to know the 5 kingdoms and their features. Okay, next point, you have to know the main groups of the features of the main groups of vertebrates. Okay, and the features of the main groups of arthropods. Arthropods can also be called as invertebrates. So then you have to write the features of ferns and flowering plants. Then features of viruses. And that's it. So every day just repeat all of these, and you have so many right now. And yeah, that's it.